Well, finally, we're here. What I started, I don't know how long ago, with actually doing the firewall and getting it fixed up, get it smooth. I want this to be really nice. So, if you've seen any of the videos, I started with this and then went to the AC box. I went to the, the steering column, and I went all over the place. So anyways, I'm finally getting to the main part of the project here, which is smoothing out the firewall. So I've got everything taped off, and I got everything right here sanded down where I want it. This is my main area of concern. All right, if you, I'll try to post up a picture here of a picture of the car when I originally purchased it. So once you have engine, intake manifold, exhaust, air cleaner, it's this portion right here that is most visible. All right, because you got brake booster over here, steering column, all this. This is kind of the AC box. Everything is obscured by valve covers and everything else. So this spot right here is the sweet spot, and this is what I want to make sure is nice and smooth. So I've got everything sanded down. You can see all these black spots there, the pinch welds from stuff that's welded on the inside of the car. And I've already looked underneath. There's no way to get to any of this stuff to like hammer it a little bit. They're not that deep. This is the biggest offender right here, was this one. I think it's going to be okay. So what I'm actually going to do is get in there with some 80 grit and just wallow out the paint, get down the metal for all these spots. And I got to finish doing around the AC box that's nice and clean. And then the rest of this I'm just going to Scotch-Brite, really make sure it's nice and clean, make sure it's got some tooth to it, and then it's going to be on to painting. But first I've got to get this stuff sanded down. I'm going to use all metal. I'm actually going to get into all these divots and get a nice smooth layer on this entire thing. And then I'm just going to come back and I'm going to block sand this one spot right here. Make sure it's nice and smooth, looks pretty. And yeah, from that point on, it's just add paint and then put everything back together. I'm going to put the AC box back on, I think. And the engine's in the machine shop. Who knows when that'll be done. So yeah, so that's where we're sitting. So I'm going to get back to sanding, do the rest of the perimeter where the gasket goes for the AC box, and then we'll come back to this and I'll put some all metal on this and get everything smoothed out. Yeah, it's coming along. Getting kind of happy here. Finally getting to the main reason why we started this. So that's good. So I'm going to sand. You hang out for a sec. I'll be right back. So now I have the firewall cleaned up and it is ready to go. So all I need to do is mix up my all metal. I got this off of Amazon, Clean Sheets, part CS100. So I haven't tried this before. It's a mixing board. So you mix it on here and you can just tear the sheet off, throw it away, less cleanup to do. Even comes with the applicator. So it's kind of cool. So let me do this first. The all metal comes with an activator, and you don't want to cut the entire lid off. All right, just what they recommend is like using a little push pin. You're going to pop one hole there in through the product, and it's ready to go. So for a medium-sized dollop, they recommend 14 to 16 drops. And with that little pinhole in there, you can control that a little bit better. So let's get this out and onto my mixing board here. Oh, look at this stuff. All right, I'm gonna get this stirred up a little bit. And it's probably more than what I need. So, grab this to wipe real quick. So 14 to 16 drops on this, and then it's basically just mixing it together. You don't want to stir it, you don't want to work air into it. And I'm actually going to do this off camera because I've got to move all this equipment around to show you me putting it onto the car, and I don't want this thing to start kicking while I'm over there trying to get all this stuff repositioned. So I'm going to mix this up real quick, and then you'll see me back at the car. And here we are at the car. So let's get this applied. It's the first time I'm using this product. It sounds like it's very much the same as any other type of spreadable filler, except this has a certain amount of aluminum in with the product. Seems to spread quite easy. I think that's good coverage right there. So now it's just a matter of letting that dry. Once it sets up, I can start sanding. And I think what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go and clean up all my materials here. Let's see. And then this, easiest cleanup of all. Where is it at? Done. Okay, that part's over. All right, so I think I'm going to end right here with this applied. We're just going to leave it set overnight and let it set up good and hard. And then I'll come back and I'll do all the tedious sanding and smoothing to get it ready for primer and paint. So I'll spare you all that. So we'll just end it here, and then the next video, this will be smoothed out and we'll be ready for primer, paint, and then start putting stuff back on, which is always fun to do. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. So I hope in the midst of everything that's going on, everyone out there is safe, being safe, and I hope you're healthy and well. And I think all we need to do is not be stupid, right? We all know what to do. We know how far to be apart from everybody. We know how to act when we're out in public. So as long as we do all that stuff, I think we're going to get through this okay. So hope you're doing well, and I hope that sets up and does well for me. So until next time, be safe, guys.